Club Guide, Thursday at 7:30 on the NBC Sports Network, and go to NBCSports.com for more.
The Cooper Tires USF2000 Championship, powered by Mazda, rolled north once again in support of the IZOD IndyCar Series for the Analytic Systems Grand Prix of Toronto. And despite a 6-week layoff, Neil Alberico continued his winning ways in the first race. After earning the Cooper Tires Pole Award, the Californian controlled the race and refused to be flustered by no less than 3 full-course cautions, the final of which resulted in a frantic one-lap dash to the finish. Alberico held on for his 3rd win of the season, balancing out his frustration from 3 non-finishes in the 6 rounds to that point. 16-year-old Frenchman Florian Latour started 3rd and moved past Scott Hargrove, the championship leader, at the start. He then kept the pressure on the leader Alberico for the entire 25-lap race, finishing 2nd. Behind him, Brazilian Danilo Estrela had qualified a disappointing 11th, but gradually worked his way to the front before securing his 3rd podium finish of the season with a bold maneuver at turn 8 on the final lap. Scott Hargrove's hopes of extending his points lead did take a blow when contact with Latour on the first restart resulted in front suspension damage, which was quickly repaired during the 2nd caution, returning Hargrove to the track but all the way back in 25th position. He did manage to make up some spots. Skilled driving allowed him to salvage a 14th place finish. Norwegian Henrik Furuseth turned in his highest finish of the season, 4th, and Floridian R.C. Anderson rounded out the top 5. But it was Neil Alberico winning, followed by Latour, Estrela, Furuseth, and R.C. Anderson. Alberico gave credit to a strong qualifying performance for that win.
Qualifying is kind of the key to every street race. You know, there's not a lot of passing opportunities, and yeah, I mean, accidents happen and you had a lot of restarts there, so just kind of focusing on your own laps, outlaps made a really big difference. And yeah, like Cape Motorsports with Wayne Taylor Racing, those guys did a great job, and you know, Dan Anderson bringing the series to Toronto is great. I mean, it's an awesome street course. The fans in Canada are great, so yeah, stoked. So we start on pole again tomorrow, it seems like, so should be another exciting one.
And with that win, Neil Alberico moved all the way from 8th to 3rd in the championship point standings. Astonishing considering his early season DNFs. The points leader, Scott Hargrove's grip on the championship was loosened slightly, but it's still pretty solid at this point. But a midfield finish does allow his contenders to close the gap a little bit. He still remains at the top over Danilo Estrela, still by 41 points. In the 2nd race of the Analytic Systems Grand Prix of Toronto, the hot and humid conditions could not stop Danilo Estrela from claiming his first USF2000 victory. Starting from the 2nd grid position, Estrela remained there for much of the caution-interrupted race, but he slipped to 3rd following one of the restarts. Determined, though, and not to be denied, a scintillating outside line pass on 2nd place Scott Hargrove at turn 1, and then another on the race leader, Neil Alberico, in turn 3 on lap 17, got Estrela back to the front, and he held on for the win, pulling out a considerable advantage despite series leader Scott Hargrove breaking clear of the pursuing pack and closing rapidly in the final laps from 2nd position. And despite slipping from 3rd to 6th in the opening laps, Florian Latour secured his 2nd podium finish in as many days, charging back to 3rd place late in the race. Mazdaspeed Scholarship winner Peter Portante ran as high as 2nd behind Estrela, but was shuffled to 4th by the finish, along with Alberico, who had also lost big during the final restart, and Alberico finished back in 5th. The Tilton Hard Charger Award went to Andretti Autosport's Austin Cindric, who earned 11 positions, battling from 24th to 13th. So in the final round of the season's first half, Danilo Estrela records his first series win, followed by Hargrove, Latour, Portante, and Alberico. And as expected, Estrela was ecstatic with his late pass for the lead and the win.
I have been trying to pass on Alberico, and he was kind of playing dirty, blocking me and everything. So it happened to me to fall back to P3. So then I just put my head down and said, I gotta get this done. My car was really good, Belardi, but a good car for me. I got a good restart, made the move on the outside of turn 1, hold the outside on the grip side, went on power early, could make the other move on the outside of Alberico. I think he wasn't expecting it to happen, so I just made the move. My teammate helped me a lot. Peter Portante, I gotta thank him a lot for holding the guys, and was amazing. We're back on the championship fight, and we're gonna do it again in Mid-Ohio.
So as the USF2000 Series reached the season halfway mark with Mid-Ohio the next stop, Scott Hargrove remains securely atop the points count, a place he's been since the beginning of the season. But Estrela and Neil Albarico